Okay, so we are recording. My name is Kiziana, and then I will be the discussion leader today. So let's get started. Okay, so the first question is, um, when throughout the reading of both of the papers that was assigned, list some positive results of the pilot program. Um, So, yes, if you guys don't mind listing what you have noticed, some positive results from the pilot program.
I noticed a lot of the mentors, they talked about how, maybe not a lot of them, but there's one example in particular that stood out where one person, I think it was like a young bank employee, talked
Mhm.
about how she felt after completing the program, how through her work, she recognized that she had been informally mentored throughout the course of her tenureship. And a lot of them talked about just feeling more job satisfaction after and more of a kinship with their fellow employees.
Mhm. I think there was a section of the reading of one of the mentors who gained a what was it? She was talking to her mentee that went back to school, and the mentee inspired the mentor. Said, "Hey, why won't you just go back to school? The bank has like a financial assistance to help you go through school, and you're never too old to do it." So I remember that was an example that I thought, for a positive note, is that it wasn't just the mentees that was learning viable lessons, but was also the mentor that was feeling the vibes of getting to know each other for everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
I
what I
like that.
liked about it, yeah, go ahead, Ethan.
Oh no, Ethan, you got it,
Go
dude.
at it, man. You got it.
Okay, sick.
I'll go
Well,
after you.
Kiziana, okay, sick, dude. Kiziana, I liked kind of what you said at the end about how they kind of they felt the vibes, they felt more connected. Something that I liked about it is I think that it made I think that it made everything feel not less formal, but I feel like it grew connection in the workplace, and I feel like people were able to learn from each other, which I think was super cool to be able to. Being a mentor is something super cool, and so I feel like being able to bond with each other in the workplace kind of helps to make it feel more of a welcoming place to be.
Yeah, no, I like what Ethan said about like the environment. It's just a welcoming place to be, and just an example of going with that of what's his name, Huck, my boy
Hmm.
Huck. His mentee was Mary, and he was just having challenges of like just understanding the financial side of things, of like the bank. And he said that each week he spent some time discussing like the financial side of the organization, and he came to understand the work of the bank and its culture through Mary. And he said that he like felt like comfortable. He felt the trust between Mary and the unity. I just feel like just having that trust and the unity is like the it's I have the word in Spanish and had like the clave, the key of it all.
Yes, I agree with that too. And then another positive note that I have noticed with the mentees, it kind of helped the mentees to, because when they first started, they didn't want people that was brand new, but someone that's been in the company for a bit, but didn't have the opportunity to grow within the company. And so with this mentors and mentee process, the mentees was able to get like promoted or able to grow more in their role, and that they can have more opportunities to see the value in the education, and to see, even though it was hard, because there was some of the mentees that wanted to quit in the middle of it because they didn't get along with the mentors that well. But another mentee said, "Hey, it's okay that you are struggling. We all struggle. But we recommend you just continue with it." And then in the end, they was able to stick with it the whole time and saw success in the program and things like that. And then, so what also do you guys think what made it so great when it comes to selecting the mentors and mentees? Do you remember how they selected the people for the program?
Wasn't it just voluntary?
Yes, I think it was voluntary for the mentors for that. And then with the whole so it was volunteers, and then there was another section of how they picked like the matching of the mentors and mentees. Do you guys remember how they decided the fact to put the who to put together?
I believe it's like the amount of coaching and leadership experience each applicant possess.
Hmm.
That's what it's saying.
And I think another one, I think they did like an interview process for them in the beginning of like, okay, so what's your inspiration? What are the things you're looking for? And like they asked like what do you like and what you're into, and then they connected the mentees to like the mentors that they felt will be the best match for them. And I think that is a great thing for any company to go and ask more personal questions of the mentees or whoever was in the program to try to find that perfect match, because sometimes we get those people that you think they would be a perfect match. We didn't have any of those interviews, and sometimes it'd be hard um, to match people up. Do you guys remember Rubenstein? Rubenstein? I don't remember what his first name was. But there was a section that he had to get involved in the program. Do you guys know what he did personally to get involved in the program?
Hmm.
I know it was a lot of people and things like that.
Let me
Or
look back because that was Amy, right? Amy Rubenstein. Is that who we were talking about?
Yes, I think that's who I was thinking of.
Well, it says here that she was appointed as the program manager, and she agreed to devote 10 hours per week to the development of the program, in addition to her staffing responsibilities. And so, kind of going through the case study a little bit, um, as you search through, she really kind of spearheaded it to an extent. I feel like she was kind of the one to um, help with marketing and selecting the participants and everything like that. She was really kind of the backbone of everything. Her and Mary Hodge. I might have
Mhm.
botched that, but those two, kind of as you're going throughout the case study, I feel like those two were the ones that were helping the marketing and selecting the participants. Um, and kind of helped with the matching process and training and everything like that. But it says here too, the first 9 months, the program manager's role, she checked in with the participants to see how she did. She intervened with their problems, coached them on a resolution. So basically, in all other words, she was doing her program manager role to a T. She did really good at what she did.
Yeah, I remember they said that she did she did the first month, 3 months, and then 6 months, and checking in with everyone, and then go also talk with the goals to see how they accomplished their goals, and then to see if there's any areas of improvement. I remember one of the mentees. I'm surprised how much I remember from the case study, but I remember one of the mentees said that it was really important that the she did go and met with them quite often because it kind of made themselves reevaluate where they are at the moment and what they can improve upon, and it kind of caused a good environment for them. So I remember that was also an example that um the success of her doing that throughout like the months of meeting with every single one of the mentors slash mentees. um, was there anything else that you guys noticed from the program that you would say was a success?
I was thinking matching people up based on personalities is a great way. Like I think back to my mission, and I had mission companions who we were best friends and still are super close today. And then I had mission companions who we just fought all the time. And um, obviously, with the companions that I had, kind of similar to that matching process, the ones who I got along well with, we had a lot of similar qualities. We had a lot of similar ideas and beliefs on how missionary work should be done and how to have fun while doing missionary work and how to work in a companionship versus others where we really butted heads a lot was based on having those personality differences as well. And so I think one of the great successes was their management's ability to be able to put people together that have similar interests, have similar personalities, and can get along really well. And that's really hard to do in a lot of situations in today's corporate world.
That is true. I also remember on my mission where I had companions that get along because I served on Temple Square, and then I had a lot of companions that wasn't from the United States. But I felt like I got along really well for the sisters that was internationally different culturally because we was both learning about each other's cultures and understood these differences. My hardest part was when I had companions who was also from the States because I guess because we got like similar I don't know issues and stuff, so we was butting heads all the time. Which I found that was interesting because I thought it would be the opposite where because we had different cultures, you know, but it was able because of the spirit, because of being able to talk it out and have like a mediator from our mission president or like our district leader. But our district leaders was a sister district leader, so we was able to talk about that and work things out. And we didn't give up on each other. We had the spirit guide us during that moment. Do you think the Pacific successes that we have mentioned will be, is it only specific to the bank, or do you think it will also work in other organizations?
I definitely think it would work in other organizations. I feel like really the key to it all is the implementation of it. I feel like they did a really good job at everything they did, and they nailed it on the head. They did everything right to an extent. And so I feel like you could see very similar results. You just have to make sure that your implementation is super good. I feel like employees also have to be willing to do it as well, right? It's definitely not going to work if employees are like, no, I'm not going to mentor. This is dumb, right? And so you definitely have to have the right employees and the right implementation. But if both of those things work, I don't see any reason why it would fail miserably while it while it worked at the other company. But that's just my thoughts on it.
Nice, nice. And then next, we're gonna go to the next section. It's about the mentoring. How can mentoring help employees with career development? What do you guys think? Because it could start off like at BYU, I they have the mentor program for first time students. And I remembered when I first started, even though I was not on campus, I had someone call me to see how I'm doing and make that connection to me about the whole mentoring thing. And it has helped me a lot because then I was able to get the resources and to be able to also help others doing that whole mental. When you guys are on campus, you guys ever have time, I think you guys should do like the Hebrew J. Grant mentor thing, volunteer, because it considers volunteer experience and leadership experience on campus for you guys at BYUI. It's a great opportunity to gain that experience on campus. So I always recommend participating or being a mentor for that. But that's a good example, I think. Um, Employees in general in the career, I would love to have this like a at work I have a um department head person, whatever that's called, whoever's the lead of my department. He is a healthcare administration. He graduated from Utah University. I think I would love to be like mentored by him one day to see how his workload is and see and grow within myself. So I think it would be a great example of how mentors is help an individual with career development. Let's see. And then the next question is what other approaches or programs might help employees to develop their careers?
Can you repeat that
Oh,
question one more time?
The
Sorry.
next
sorry.
the next
No, you're
question says what other approaches or programs might help employees to develop their careers?
I liked what Amy did in one portion of it. She was meeting with them. I think Kizani said 1, 3, and 6, or maybe even 9, something like that. But I think frequent check-ins, and I feel like sometimes in the corporate world or a job world, when you get a check-in from HR, it's not usually a good thing. There's a lot of anxiety that goes into it when the HR check-in pops on your calendar. You're like, oh, let me. But I feel like those frequent check-ins and trying to see, hey, where are their learning gaps, where are their mistakes being made, where can we improve and stuff like that. I feel like that helps quite a bit. I feel like sometimes building that relationship between HR and your employees and realizing that HR is not always the bad guys and that it's okay to talk, it's okay to get help, it's okay to ask questions, it's okay to kind of bridge those gaps because then at the end of the day, you can feel more comfortable, which then you're able to ask more questions, which then you're getting better at your job, and then you're getting more promotions, you're getting more opportunities to work up within the company.
I think of in other programs, the first thing that came to mind was The Office. They have that episode where Kelly and Daryl are competing to be in the minority leadership training program, and which is Dunder. Was it Dunder Mifflin? Saber. It was Saber.
Hmm.
Saber's way of providing leadership training to minorities, and um, I think that is a great idea to have some sort of leadership training program involved at your work that people can sign up for. Like if you have people who uh, have expressed that they would like to continue working at your company, that they want to receive promotions and they have ideas for how to help out, I think doing leadership training programs and others types of things like this mentorship program is a great way to show people here's what we expect from our future leaders. Here's how we expect you to grow and lead. And this is our vision for the future. What ideas can you bring to the table to help us accomplish that vision? And so um, I think programs like that, like the Minority Leadership Training Program, as well as this mentorship program, are all great ideas for just showing this is what we expect from our future CEOs and CROs and CFOs, and we want to help you get there.
I agree on that. I agree on that. Is the has there been any time in your life, or you could be young or in your adult life, where you had someone there for you as a mentor, and if you guys don't mind, sharing that experience and how it affected you in your life.
I'd say for me, definitely my job, Melaleuca. They do like a two, like I said, yeah, I've talked about this. It's just like a 2 week training, and then you hop on the phones, and then another 2 week training of like customer service. It's just like the mentors there, or the training there has helped me just because you have like three mentors. You have like your supervisor, your team, as well with the trainers that's training you that are mentors as well. There's if you're like a long-term employee, they mentor you of like taking or hearing them take calls. And as well, if you could ask as many questions, you feel comfortable in the position that you're in. And I feel like for me, the Melaleuca does it well. It kind of correlates to this case on how they mentor, how they train. So it's been really good, and I feel like the promotions as well are well, especially they do like this evaluations as well, just like it's a 6 month evaluation. It's not like a 1 month, 2, 3 months, but they are always like checking in on us, or they do evaluation through our calls, but they do like a 6 month eval of how we have done or how the individual has done throughout the 6 months of like how they're taking calls, if they're making the expectations for the job. But yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
I would
Um,
say I've definitely um, had a mentor, kind of in the workplace, kind of not. How the sales company that I work at works is that there's like a corporate side and a sales side. The sales side's not really attached to corporate, but I work with more of the sales managers more than corporate. And so there's this one guy there that um, he we've been buddies for a while, but he's been able to mentor me in like the sales life. He's been able to mentor me in like real life. He's been able to help me with real estate and a lot of other things. And so the mentoring side of things in a workplace can help you feel like you have like a bigger older brother in that sense, where it's like you have somebody to go and talk to. You have somebody to ask those questions, and it just makes you feel like a lot more comfortable, a lot more relaxed. You don't feel like you're swimming dead in the water. You feel like you're in over your head or you don't have anyone to go to. And so I feel like that's super important in any workplace is to have someone you can go to that you feel comfortable with to kind of ask a question or get leadership advice from or see an example and see where you could be where you want to be at.
I have someone like that at work. I have because I currently um, work under a nurse practitioner. Her name is Samantha, and her and we're like two peas in a pod. We both like Disney. We both kind of scatterbrained. And but even though we are very like off the rails sometimes, but we always made sure that it was important for us to communicate um to each other what we think we each of us can improve upon together. And because of that, we was able to make that connection and able to get the work that for our day done pretty smoothly for the both of us. And we got like a system down. So when she's not there, I'm like, oh, where's my provider? And it's a little bit more difficult with a different provider that I'm used to. And then, or when I'm not there, she's like, oh, where's KJ? Because she knows me just well enough. So being able to work with someone who's willing to be open to ways that you can improve upon, but also understand and also be willing to compliment the things that you do well in a very like kind way instead of a demeaning way. And so that was been a great experience for me because a lot of times a lot of people fear like doctors or nurse practitioners when they work in the workplace because they say, oh, I'm just a medical assistant and my doctor is a doctor. There's no like in between, either they're right or I'm wrong. But I like when providers kind of because they're just also regular people, but like kind of scoot down to our level and discuss things and inspire us to go further in our education and things like that. Okay. So I think when it comes to this mentoring, because in the study it was more of a formal mentoring program. So now think about the opposite. Think about how if it wasn't a mentoring program, more of a casual, what do you guys think if it would be better if the mentees were able to find their own mentor? And do you think that would help to help them progress in their careers rather than being assigned to someone? So, what do you guys think? So, instead of formal, when they pick mentors for you, the person picks their own mentor and then see if there's any, um, if it will help them in their careers.
I really like aspects of this. I think making it less formal could be dangerous. Um, just in terms of like you're gonna have people who end up wasting time because and losing hours and whatever it might be because they don't know how to manage their time well sometimes. Um, but I really like the idea of being able to go and learn different fields, maybe being part or seeing the side of business that you might not see very often in your current position and being able to go out and explore a little bit on what it means or what it looks like to be in the accounting department or what it means to work in uh, quality assurance or to go see the software side, like what is IT doing, and all sorts of other stuff. Being able to work with, maybe go job shadow someone in higher management, like a president or vice president, and see what their daily schedule is like. And so I really like that idea where you can go and find the people that you want to work with. I don't know how you can do that though, and keep it formal because I think the formality is something that you should maintain.
Mm-hmm. 100% agree with that because I think if you just pick anyone that you feel that would be good for you, a lot of people would pick like their friends or what they feel is close to them, but someone that's technically not there to strengthen them, more just because they already know each other, it would be hard to like challenge that person because they know each other really well. And it'd be hard to organize it because in the first place we had the mentors volunteering themselves because they had took time out of their schedule to be a mentor for the program, but it would be a lot harder for someone that does not want to be a mentor and someone comes asks them, hey, I think you would be my, if it's okay if you could be my mentor or something like that, and they'd be like, oh no. So because some people are good teachers and some people's not, and I think having people volunteer for the program and really to have because they want to, it's a huge difference between of wanting or someone just asking you to be in the program. So I think it's good that they have it formally done than just them picking for themselves. Okay, so the first round they picked around how many people? Was it 25 people? I don't remember the exact number. They had a certain amount of number they picked in the first round, and that was very successful. And they saw the success, and they thought that the success will help them for the next round. But why do you guys think there was less people that signed up for the second round than the first round?
I believe it was job promotions, right? Or they just had different, they had a better opportunity elsewhere, but they loved it the first round. I'm pretty sure someone fact checked me on that one.
I think yeah, I think they loved it the first time and they people had nothing but good things to say about it. I can't remember.
I think one of the things it talks about is with the second round, they stopped advertising as heavily
Mhm.
because they relied more on positive word of mouth
Yeah, I
advertising.
agree.
I didn't see how much time they allowed between the first round and the second round, but it's hard to rely on word of mouth from only 25 pairs of people
Mhm.
in a large company, and especially if you don't have time or like a substantial amount of time for that to get out and go to each person. I think doing more advertising would have been very beneficial to them. And then maybe even extending like personal invitations for people to come and participate.
Yes. So Ethan, what should you think that the company should do for the mentoring program moving forward, after this experience of not getting as many applicants? And it was
Hmm.
Ethan. Yeah.
Which one, me? Dunbar?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Or
that is a great
Losana.
question. Let me pull that up here. Hang on. What could the company have done to get more applicants?
Yes.
Or was it the third? Okay, the applicants. I think kind of what Jaron said, I really do think that you need to um market it a little more. You want everybody to know about it. But I also think sharing like some sort of like a success story. Like you don't want to hype it up but really have no backbone. You want to have some success stories like, hey, this person was getting mentored. They were able to grow a lot. They were able to do really good. And now they're moving on and they're getting a little bit of a salary bump. They're moving up in the pay scale. They're chasing the corporate ladder. They're getting more money, right? And so I feel like if you're sharing some success stories, or clear like this is what you get if you do this. Like there's some sort of a reward or an incentive for doing this so that you're getting more applicants, so that you're getting more people that are kind of coming in that pipeline without just saying, hey, by the way, we're doing this mentoring thing. Come if you want. Like I feel like if you do that, you're really not going to get a whole lot of feedback there. And so um that's what I would do is just share some sort of success story, maybe market it kind of around that. This is what you get with it. Kind of make it if you do this, you get this type of a deal. So that's what I think.
Mm-hmm. So like if you guys was one of the people pretending to say this an issue, and then what would you have done to say to that group of people, oh, I think we should do this to improve the applicants thing. So give like a scenario of a situation that you think will help the company get more applicants. Think of an idea um and show it, not show it, but like explain it to us and how you would have what's the word, present a solution to the issue. That was a deep question.
I'd say good for me on my part would be just express the surveys. Everyone did on the surveys of each question, everyone did a 1 to 4, and it turned out like everyone was agreeing or strongly agreeing on the statement. I feel like just like a good Yelp review or a good review on the mentoring could really help show the that it's a positive turnout. So like a good like Yelp, Google review, put that on, put the survey on file.
I
Mm.
agree with Ethan. That's a great way to go. I would also say, to add my own thought, I would ask the mentors, well, the mentees and or the mentors, to recommend someone to participate in the next round of the program.
And I also think, because I know this section was only for a certain part of the bank, I would think they should also offer it in a different section of the bank. Instead of just having one area, maybe customer service, or just think about a different section that you would think people will benefit from. That would be also a good idea to have not only the main point, but also get another group going for another section of the company to start that process again to see if that will work for that in that area too. Um, so I think that would be a good one too. And but what do you guys think the pros and cons? First of all, it was the put it on Yelp of the view or the surveys, and then Jared with mine with um, having it in different sections of the company. And then for Jaren, what was it again? I had what was your idea?
Mine was to have the mentees recommend someone to participate in the program.
Okay, so from one of those threes, which ones do you guys think the vote for the one you think will we can like implement? Because you know you choose one of them. Which one you think would be the best option to implement in at for first for the main solution of the issue? Because
It's a
all
Can we
good
do
three,
all of them?
debate.
yeah, because all three of them was actually pretty good too. Um, what will be like the pros of first one? We can have Ethan's. What are the pros for Ethan's with the surveys? Pros and cons.
Honest feedback.
Hmm.
Be honest with me, guys.
It sucked. Just kidding. I loved
I
it,
feel like
Ethan.
surveys are nice because you don't have to necessarily do it face to face. And so I feel like there is a little bit more room to have a little bit more of brutal honesty in the positive side or the negative side. I feel like it's a lot easier to come clean with someone when you're not face to face with them, but when you're inputting a review or something like that, you're kind of a keyboard warrior, whether that's good or bad, and so you can kind of voice your opinions however you think it's going, either good or bad. I feel like that kind of opens up your honesty a little bit, and so see that's great. I like that.
And I think probably like a con could be because depending on the surveys and depending on which time period it is throughout the program, the reputation of it can fluctuate. And sometimes you have an awful time and an awful time situation at a certain point of time. People say, "Oh, then I don't know if this should happen because we got a lot of negative reviews." So it all depends on um that too for the first one. And then the second
People,
one,
oh,
yes.
sorry.
No, you could
Uh,
continue.
Okay, I was gonna say people love testimonials. So if you can take the results of the survey and be able to put that in as a support for why you should come and participate in the program, everyone wants to hear that. And especially if you have specific names and people that you can reference if you make that something in your survey. Like, what would you, well, provide a Yelp review, like Ethan said, um, for doing this. You can take that and people can actually go seek out that person, the company, and ask if what they said was true and if they do truly recommend it. Okay, sorry, Kaziana.
Yeah,
You
that was
can
a
go ahead now.
that was a great example. I remember I had actually today I had a coworker of mine because I for a section for a little bit for like 6 weeks I wanted to see because this my schedule wasn't working for me, so I had to go change to a different location just because I was working 9 to 6, getting home at 7, didn't start homework till 8 o'clock at night. So it was like my work schedule was crazy for school, so I had to go and change my work schedule. But then I found out that my provider was moving to 8 to 5, so I get home by 6. She asked me today, so why did you decide to come back? And was where we are now better than where you went? So it's a great testimonial to have those type of things with feedback from the actual person because you never know. It's kind of scary to go to a new thing without information, without that connection of what it actually is for that time. You know how in school we have like the rate your professor type of thing. And so a lot of us use that to see, hey, is this a good professor or no? Or you think it'd be a connection. So it's true that we all prefer like other people's suggestions instead of what the company said the program is great. We need like actual feedback from people. Okay, so the second one was to have the program in a different area of the bank. What will be the pros and cons of having it in a different area of the bank?
Wait, was yours having it in a different area of the bank or just expanding it to more areas of the bank?
I think expanding it to more areas of the bank besides it's the main one.
Well, I think the pros for that are you are increasing your population, more people, just because you're increasing the amount of people that can come and participate, you'll immediately get more applicants to come and join your training program.
More people, more money.
I don't know about the more money because it's volunteered. You're volunteered to do it. And what do you think a con would be? Let me think. Hmm. I can say expanding too fast could be a con because even though you expand, you might not have the people, the right type of people who will be good at it. So you had to be careful of expanding too much because then you had to have more people to watch over the programs and stuff like that. And then what are the pros and cons for Jaren, your idea? What do you think will be the pros and cons for what Jaren suggested?
Mine was having the mentees and mentors recommend people to participate in the program.
Oh, like recommending others.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think the pros are
I would
pretty
do
simple
like
there.
Acorns deal. If you get 10 referrals, you get $20.
I like it.
Oh, I like that.
Now there is money involved. No
Now
more
there
falling
is
through
money
stuff.
involved.
Yeah.
Because like, I would
Boom.
do it like without a reward. That's your pros is that you can have more people, more recommendations, and see if that person wants it. But a con of it is the motivation from people of recommending other people. So you had to like fluctuate what a reward will be if you like you know how sometimes when you go and donate blood, they like, oh, if you recommend this person, you can get I don't know, $10 or whatever, or something like that. Or they got gym memberships. Like, oh, if you recommend this person, you can get like 50% off of a gym jersey or whatever. So,
I like it. Money incentives.
Money incentives. This is great. This is a good
This is
company
great.
idea. This
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Put it in.
Ethan, you're a stud.
Okay.
Best idea of the night right there.
I would say
Our,
if you have I would say if recommend this many people, especially here in the States, you get this much PTO, paid time off, and you get like all exclusive vacations. That'd be funny.
dang.
But that would never happen.
Not yet. When
Not
Ethan
yet.
Yeah.
starts his own company, I'll come work for
Dude,
you if you
actually,
got those
the company
incentives.
is, dude, Melaleuca that I work with does that. It's a word of mouth company, and they do like referrals. If like you refer 50 customers, set up their account like free cruise for the month. Just
Dang.
to see what they offer.
Shoot.
Little multi-level marketing, baby. I like it. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
not a
um.
big service guy. Just kidding.
Ethan, have you won one of those cruises yet?
No, I help people win it. I can't
Oh,
participate. I
Like,
wish I
I'm
can
not there.
participate.
I'm not there yet,
I
but
help them. I help them get it.
nice.
we also gotta be careful for those businesses too. Have you ever heard of those businesses where you you start your own company and then you recommend other people to their mentors, and then once you recommend them, they not a pyramid scheme, but you gotta be careful of those too. But those are pretty successful too in things of bringing other people on board. I think that was the last of our questions. So I think we went a pretty good time because this only was like 45 minutes because it wasn't that long for the questions. Let me end this recording and then we can go from there.